Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Claudette and I'm still on the story time story. Now, the last video I was talking about, the first part of my experiences at the public health department as a public health inspector trainee. Now, in this section, I want to tell you about the accident that changed my life forever. Now, there were many things that happened to impact my life, but this one was very, very, very impactful, and I leave it up on you to decide how much of an impact do you think it may have had, and how do you think you would cope with something like this happening to you. So, before I dive into this, I'm going to ask you, please, to like, share, subscribe, comment, and we'll see if we do again. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, that. Oh, and hit that notification bell so that you get notified each time I post a video. Thanks for watching. Alright, no, I'm not done yet. So I don't know why I thank you for watch, but I thank you for the fact that I watch. Alright? Okay, so what happened? Now, I always liked to roller skate. I always wanted to go roller skating. I used to love watching people roller skate. Well, mostly ice skating is what we were exposed to as children during the Olympics, and I always thought it was glorious. So I always wanted to roller skate. Now there is a roller skating rink in Half a Tree called Skate Lab. Yeah, that's what it was called. But in my mom's head, that was not a place for a lady to go. You don't go to those places, so I was not allowed to go. Now, just before I became a public health inspector, I had the opportunity to travel to Canada because my cousin was getting married. My my mom, she wanted her to come, but she did not have a passport. My no other members of the family had a passport. So it fell to me, lucky me, because guess what? Usually luck doesn't happen to me. Anyway, so I got the opportunity. This was just, I had already gotten the job as a public health inspector, but it was over the Independence weekend. So therefore, I had that chance to go to Canada for a few days and come back. Now, while visiting Canada, I had the opportunity to go to a roller skating rink. And I fell in love and I decided when I go back to Jamaica, mommy can't tell me nothing. Maybe go man now, maybe roller skate. So I came back to Jamaica and I did just that. I started roller skating. While there, I met a girl who went to high school with me. I won't call anybody's name. She went to high school with me, so we recognized each other. And she was friends with a group of guys who were professional roller skaters. Now, remember, I go there. I I don't know how to skate, but I learned pretty quickly. And soon I became a member of the group, the Flying Eagles. Now, this group, I mean, we used to do a lot of tricks. I mean, I would, go under his leg and jump around his waist and drop my head back and spin around. I would spin and jump and do all sorts of crazy stuff. Hold on to vehicles, step out of vehicles. I was doing all that stuff. Anyway, that is just a background for this story. So one night we just went out as a group and we were all in our skates. We never went anywhere without our skates or a jacket because we had a group jacket. We were the Flying Eagles, as I said, and it said that on it. So we went out and we stopped at a club and we were drinking and stuff. It was pretty late by the time we were going home. So we took a taxi, all of us, and it was gonna drop each one of us off to our respective places. After having a few drinks, I fall asleep in the taxi, in the back of the taxi. Next thing I know is that 7 days, 7 days, not one day, not 2 days, 7 days later, I wake up in the university hospital. If you look at my face here, all right, all right, I guess you'll see me. I don't know how to show it to you, but if you just look, when I smile, I mean, you can see the twist now. You can see it. It's more apparent to me. When I point it out to people, they're like, nothing is wrong with your face. But you will see here, it's, it's still damaged and stuff. And nurses and doctors who are aware, there are some people who ask me if I've had a stroke because of this right here. So, no, I didn't have a stroke. What happened is that when I was asleep in the taxi, my head went forward and hit here, hit on that divisive space between the front door and the back door. So the whole of this face was swollen, black and blue. I mean, I was like, I got a serious hit. Then my head went back. I don't know what it hit, but I fractured my skull right here. And this skull fracture caused my face to become paralyzed. So for that whole period, you can see the difference if you pay attention. For that whole period, this side was paralyzed. I couldn't move this side at all. I couldn't close my eyes. When I smiled, it just went that way. I mean, I still have a little, I can't, sometimes liquid will drain out of my mouth here because I still can't close it properly, you know? And I was in the hospital for a while. They told me that because of where the fracture had happened, there was nothing they could do. Because if they went in to try to fix it, you know, it could cause more problems. So the doctors said that I had suffered some brain damage, so I was advised to discontinue schooling at the public health department school. So I lost that. I looked horrible. I mean, kids would tease me when I walked down the road because this side was normal, this side was bloody and swollen. I looked a mess. People said to me that after that accident, they saw a total shift in who I was. I started acting more irrationally. I started doing things I would not have done before. And there was a whole change. I never had, I mean, I did get physical therapy, basically rubbish. But after a while, I stopped going. Some people who knew about it were surprised by the fact that I came back to this because they thought I would be, yeah. And the sad part about it is that the taxi that I was in was not a licensed taxi. So there was nothing, there was no compensation for me to get for that damage. I was damaged for life because it's still there. It took me a while to be able to sit comfortably in front of the camera because while no one else sees it, I see it every time I look at myself. And for someone who has such low self-esteem and who for so long thought of themselves as, okay, I don't think I am anymore. I kind of like what I look like. And I figure after all I've been through, we kind of represent for 62. But anyway, for someone who has been through so much to look like this at 62, I give God thanks. I give God thanks I'm alive because I could be dead. I don't know what mental, effects it had, but a lot of things happened and a lot of things changed after that accident. Right? So I had to stop going to school. So I lost out on a whole career. And then I think, had the child, and I think it was around this period or sometime before it that the boss, my supervisor had given me the ultimatum. And I just quit. I quit. I left. I gave nobody an explanation. I just quit, walked off the job. I mean, fortunately enough for me, I had already applied for another position, which I got. I became a telephone operator with the then telephone company, Jamaica Telephone Company. I was operator 126, director assistant. How may I help you? Yeah, that was me. And I worked there for a while, but I would eventually quit there as which became the story of my life. And so this is to be continued. I'm just telling you about me. I'm just giving you some backstory to how things went. These are mild. Stick around. You're in for a wild ride. So if you want to hear more, hit that notification bell subscribe, leave a message, leave a comment, and tell me what do you think happened to when I busted up my skull so much. You know, what kind of changes could this bring about that would impact my life, that would impact my decision making, that would make me change so much that there were some people who said they didn't recognize the person I had become after this accident. Let me know. Thanks for watching.